right, I'm Jerry Johnson, Los Angeles, California. I've been in Ghana about 18 going on 19 years. Back in 2017, we started the African Ancestral Wall here in Ningo Prom area of Ghana. The main purpose for starting the African Ancestral Wall was to be able to supplement some of the history that we don't think our students are getting, some of the African history that we don't think our students are getting enough of here in Ghana. Of course, this is the same situation in the U.S., but we are here in Ghana, in Africa, so as a minimum, we're supposed to at least be in charge of making sure our children get the understanding and background and history that they deserve to know about what's gone on in Africa and with the diaspora. So that's the reason we started the African Ancestral Wall. Going into a lot of schools, we recognized that there were a lot of shortcomings, and it was also a logistics issue going back and forth to the school. So we got the idea that we could have excursions or field trips with the students, and we've had lots and lots of students come through here over the years. So that's our real objective here, and we think it's been successful, but of course we would always like to have more students and more programs, and so that's what we're working on now. As far as the activities that we intend to have above and beyond the Ancestral Wall, one thing I found is that when I have the students come through, you go through the Ancestral Wall, then we recognize that they want more, and they've come with the school. So what we've done is we've been working hard on a building. It's going to be a library and a multi-purpose center. So it's available during the week and on the weekends just to get more and to get deeper insight, more information. But the multi-purpose center we're really excited about because we're going to start that in a few weeks. And what we intend to do there is go into detail and depth about, for instance, the characters and cultures that are involved that they see on the African Ancestral Wall. We intend to show videos, documentaries, even movies. We're also going to have an area in the back part of it. Some of you may have seen some pictures of a video earlier, but we're going to do some vocational space for some vocational works, chemistry, electronic lab, these kind of things. So we have a lot planned for enriching our youth, but it's not only just about the youth in terms of the multi-purpose center and the library that we're building. Of course, it's for everyone. And we think on Saturday mornings we'll concentrate on the youth, and then on Saturday evenings or afternoons going into evening, I think we'll concentrate more on young adults and adults. So we'll be able to put programs, we'll be able to look on WhatsApp, you'll be able to look on platforms around and see what we have scheduled for the week, for the month. Things are all having to do with building African power, building African independence and sovereignty, all have to do with enriching the lives of our people and also helping to plan some of our actions moving forward in a more coordinated fashion. So we really have a lot of I won't say hopes because it's more than a hope, because we're going to hope is something you hope to do. This we're going to do. So we have definite plans that we're going to put in place, and we're pretty excited about that. And we're also excited about a lot of the people who have helped us get there. Really been fortunate to have people contributing to building some of these things. So, but back to the African Ancestral Wall itself, I think that, we talk about Marcus Garvey. Me, I'm a Garveyite, and all that means in simple terms is that we believe that our power as a people is inseparable from building power on the African continent. There's certain things that can be done around the diaspora, but in those situations, you'll absolutely never own those places or absolutely never be in control of those places. And it's very, very doubtful that you'll ever have anything like commensurate ownership and control. I mean, commensurate with the numbers in these different places. So Africa, we have that opportunity because I've said in other forums, we have land, we have resources, we have population. Of course, a lot of those things we're losing control of rapidly, and we want to get it in our young people's heads that these are the actions to take to begin to remedy this kind of erosion of our potential, erosion of our future control, even over our own land. So all of that is part of, in my mind, part of Garveyism, part of being functional Pan-African, functional Pan-Africanism. And we start one step at a time. And we've been here for a while. We've been doing other things we think are helpful. But that's really, really our thrust. Getting control of the socialization of our young people and all of the problems that go along with that in a society, of course, is still struggling to release itself from the colonial weight of 100 years of confusion, misdirection, and sheer terror. So we're on the road back, and we think these are some of the things that we're going to have to do as a people if we're going to regain our strength. So at the heart of it, that's what the African Ancestral Wall is about. It's not really about a commercial type thing because, as you know, it's all free to anyone who comes, the students, visitors. In terms of it being a tourist attraction, it's kind of becoming that. It wasn't originally planned for that, but you know, of course, as people come, we're always happy to engage them. So that's where we are and what we're trying to do. So you can also find us, you know, I'm not a social media genius myself, but I know now we're all starting to we're on TikTok now, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So all of these places you can now find African Ancestral Wall. It will be African with a K. That's because for a couple of reasons. One, you know, you see a lot of places where K kind of envelops the diaspora, and also there were some other issues with the actual African Ancestral Wall with the C that, unbeknownst to us, some other things happened there. But anyway, even if you, so the email will be African Ancestral Wall with the K, and all of the social media handles will also have the K. Although, of course, if you put in African Ancestral Wall with the C, it still will come to us. So there's no chance of missing us. Well, for the people who come, in addition to, you know, the students and those type of folks, tourists who do come, we do have accommodations here. We have 6 rooms, 1 large guest room out of the 6 that can accommodate about 14 people or more if people want to be a little tight. And we also have a restaurant. It's Malevinus Restaurant and Ocean View Restaurant and Guest Lodge, but you'll see some more of that at another place. But as far as African Ancestral Wall, you'll definitely be able to find that on YouTube. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube as it is. There's just people who are coming, interviewing us. But this is really the beginning of us having seriously embarked on having our own YouTube channel. And we have so much content that we can put on it that we've gathered over the years, because of course students have been coming here for years. We've been doing programs for years. We've got audio stories that we think you'll find interesting, that 100 of them that we produced to help with children with their concentration and also help understand their history and just empower them as young African people. So we have a lot to offer in terms of content. We're always looking for more content. We'll be making recommendations on things to read, and then we'll do some critiques on some of the things that people are reading and watching that we think are not helpful for our children, not helpful for African people in general. And there's a whole lot of that around, and there's a whole lot of money behind that. And from our little corner of the world here, we're going to do what we can to set those records straight and to counter what we think is some of the negative influences that are going into our children and our people, serving to disempower them. So that will also be part of our mission on the channels and on the other social media outlets that I just mentioned. So we're happy to be a part of the solution, or try to be part of the solution, and try not to be part of the problem. You can easily be part of the problem by just being passive and hoping something good. The people who are destroying your civilizations and your livelihoods and your culture are anything but passive. So if they're anything but passive and you decide the passive way is the way to go for you, just know that you are acting through inaction. So we're trying to work around and solve those kind of problems too. People come, hope you check it out. It's free, it'll always be free. Bring your children, and by all means, come take advantage of the library that we'll have going later in the year, and right away you'll see we'll have our programs on Saturdays for the youth. That will start this February.